The Nintendo Switch has already had a stellar 2023 with massive sellers like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, surprise hits Pikmin 4, and solid staples like Fire Emblem Engage. But there's still more left in 2023. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my top 10 most anticipated Nintendo Switch games for the rest of 2023. But before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get PlayerEssence's videos first. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting off at number 10, Botan Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster. And I'll be completely honest here, guys, it was a battle between Mortal Kombat 1 and Botan Kaitos for this 10th slot. And while I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat 1, Botan Kaitos 1 and 2 HD are two of the finest GameCube RPGs, as one of the few big GameCube RPGs out there. But what I do remember from these games is superb monolith soft crafted story, great gameplay, a very interesting blend of course, normal turn-based RPG, but also deck building as well. Both of these games have fantastic cutscenes and a very grand story. These games, Botan Kaitos 1 plus 2 HD Remaster, are also coming with enhancements and additions in terms of quality of life, because I remember multiple times playing this back in the day where there were absolutely some issues, and a lot of those are being ironed out. It looks great, it's going to run better as well, and once again, you're getting two of the best of Monolith Soft has to offer here when it comes to combat, when it comes to story, when it comes to the flow of the gameplay, with all of the additions that are being added in here. Now, it is a little bit of a bummer that we're not getting the full English voice tracks on both games in addition to Japanese voices. Right now, it just seems like Japanese voices with English subtitles, but that doesn't take away all of the cool stuff that's coming to the game with the quality of life improvements, with the increased visuals, better performance, and just incredible gameplay overall. Really in-depth, but easy to pick up and play and start out. Plus, you get both games all on one package, and there's a physical edition that you can pick up on PlayAsia. I actually bought mine not too long ago, so you can get that for a decent price, shipped anywhere in the world. So I'm excited for Botan Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster, and I absolutely want to see more Monolith Soft games come over. But one of the big reasons why this is one of my most anticipated titles is because I want to see it do really well, so we get other Monolith Soft old school games being brought over, like Xenosaga and Xenogears, and maybe even Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. There's so much cool stuff that Monolith Soft has done. So these games with Botan Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster are incredible, and that's why it makes it at number 10 on my list. Number 9, Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. Now, Dragon Quest Monsters, the fact that this game is coming out day and day, it's Japan, it's the US, it's all synced up. This is exciting for Dragon Quest Monsters fans. And remember, this game is built specifically for the Nintendo Switch. Now, it could come over to other platforms later, but I like the fact that Square Enix is building out unique AA type of RPGs for the Switch system. Now, we've seen before Dragon Quest Treasures, we've seen with other games, Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy, Bravely Default. These AA titles on the Nintendo Switch work, and Dragon Quest are some of the best-selling RPGs on the platform. So I think Dragon Quest Monsters is a great pick to bring back, and the fact that they're doing it day in day, and it looks really good. Looks like it's going to have a great story. Looks like it's going to have a cool protagonist, a lot of monsters to recruit, battle, fuse, and do more. So I'm looking forward to seeing how everything plays out in Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince later this year. Next up at number 8, Sonic Superstars, and this game just gets better and better every time I see the game. Now, recently we had the Gamescom 2023 trailer and presentation, and it revealed that it's going to have a specific online multiplayer mode, battle mode, for up to 4 players to go there and fight it out. Now, it doesn't look that great, I'll be honest here. I'm not really too interested in that. Seems like a waste of time for myself, but I'm glad that the option is in there. But the single player campaign is what gets me really excited about it, because it's classic 2D Sonic, but brought in a new way. The gameplay seems to mirror what they've done physics-wise with the classic 2D Sonics, but it has the 3D rendering and 3D models, and it has some really cool things that you can do with power-ups in the game. It reminds me of everything that's good about 3D Sonic games and nothing that's bad about 3D Sonic games, but put into the much better, at least in my opinion, 2D Sonic formula. So I'm really excited for Sonic Superstars. I like the fact that you can use multiple different characters. It's got drop-in, drop-out co-op. It's got other stuff to where you can kind of do some platforming where you go up and waterfalls and things. It's a lot of cool stuff that they've learned over the years. I think they looked at some of the other Mario games and great 2D Sonic games and said, we're going to implement all of this into Sonic Superstars. I think this is going to be a good rated game, and it's going to sell incredibly well on the Nintendo Switch and multiple other platforms that it's on. So Sonic Superstars blurs its way to number 8 on the list. Number 7, Hollow Knight Silksong. If this game is still a thing, then it's number 7 on my list. I'm really anticipating it. It's supposed to come out this year, and I've been playing a ton more of Hollow Knight, and it just makes me realize how timeless that franchise or this game is and how much better Hollow Knight Silksong is going to be. Now, I don't know what's happening with this game. We still don't have a release date set for 2023, but it's supposed to launch in 2023, so I don't know what's happening. Maybe it comes out the very last day of December, so it makes it 2023 launch. But whenever it does launch, it's going to instantly be one of the highest rated and best selling indie games in my opinion in terms of the modern day. People have been waiting for this game like a AAA game or something like that. It has a lot of fans, and I'm one of those because once again, I was playing Hollow Knight a lot, and that game is so pixel perfect. It's so smooth. The controls are so responsive. It's so good in terms of all the content and everything that you get. That was all packed in there on the cartridge or on the download, free downloadable content. This is how you get it done when it comes to independent games doing incredibly well. Hollow Knight is that type of game. So Silksong should be just as good, if not way better, considering how much time they're taking. But I can't have it higher up on the list because I just don't know when this game is going to show up or what's going to happen. Now, if we get more information and more stuff drops, then it'll probably go up my list in terms of anticipation. But for right now, it's going to be right here at number 7. Coming in at number 6, Persona 5 Tactica. Now, yes, I know Atlas is milking the holy heck out of Persona 5. There's been so many Persona 5 projects at this point, I've lost count of how much stuff that they've done. But to be fair, most of the Persona 5 side projects outside of the main Persona 5 Royal have been good. If you look at Persona 5 Strikers, if you look at anything else that they've done relating to Persona 5, it's been really good. So I do feel that Persona 5 Tactica is going to be a fantastic bite-sized strategy RPG. If you look at the different gameplay that they've been showing off, you see a lot of cool tactics in terms of what you can do, a lot of great abilities. I think the graphics are smooth, it runs great, it looks cool, the music is going to be awesome. We know it's Persona, so everything seems to be falling in line for this to be a great 80s or so rated strategy RPG that you can pick up and play very easily, but there's going to be depth to it and content as well. So I think this game's going to surprise a lot of people with how good it is when it drops later this year, and I'm looking forward to playing the heck out of it on my Nintendo Switch. I think this game's gonna look beautiful on the Switch OLED. Coming in at number 5, Star Ocean: The Second Story R, and this one's incredibly exciting because if this game does well, I think that we can see Xenogears. We can see other PS1 RPGs that have a similar art style being brought back in this new HD, 3D, 2D engine that they have cooking here. It looks incredible, and dare I say, I like the look of it as much as the Octopath Traveler games and the HD 2D. Something about this style just really speaks to me as someone who loves PS1 RPGs. I love those games back in the day. Never had a PS1 when it came out, but later I played it, and man, I just love those type of games. And from everything that I have played and from what I've seen, Star Ocean: The Second Story R seems to be the best Star Ocean game probably ever made. Now, I know some people might debate that with Star Ocean on the PS2, the third game. I understand that completely. And I know that Star Ocean: The Divine Force came out. Some people like that, but apparently this is the best one. And I remember playing it for a bit, and I had a ton of fun when I played the game. Story-wise, it's one of the best, if not the best. And combat upgrades-wise, it's really good. And that's the base game. They're improving improving everything with this when it comes to the balance, when it comes to the weapons, when it comes to the characters, graphics, music, sound, everything's been revamped. This is going to be a high quality release. That's why it's so high up on my list above stuff like Persona and Hollow Knight and Sonic and Dragon Quest and Mortal Kombat. I think Star Ocean: The Second Story R is going to be a phenomenal game and highly rated, and that's why I'm looking forward to it so much to where it made it to number 5 on my list. Number 4, Sea of Stars. Oh my gosh, the classic RPG love is just brimming. It's just shining here in this video, and I have to talk about this because Sea of Stars to me is what I know. It's what I grew up with. It's what I loved and what made me love RPG games so much. That classic 16-bit Super Nintendo style RPG that prioritized incredible writing, great story, and fun combat. Challenging but fun combat. Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, Illusion of Gaia, Breath of Fire. These are the type of games that define the golden era of RPGs, and Sea of Stars is looking to emulate that, and in my opinion, they've done a phenomenal job with doing that. Now, the demo that I played not too long ago, I have it on this channel, you guys can check it out. I was enamored with the music, with the combat, with the gameplay flow, with everything. The writing was funny, the boss battles was challenging. This is the type of game that we need more. Now, it's from the Messenger developers. That is a fantastic 2D action game like Ninja Gaiden, and if you love Ninja Gaiden, go check that game out. But Sea of Stars is the next great indie RPG. We got Chained Echoes, we've had some really good ones recently, but Sea of Stars is that next great one. Go check out the demo, it's incredible. It's coming out really soon here as of the time that I'm recording this video, so make sure you guys go get the game. I think it's going to be incredible, and that's why it's number 4 on my list. Coming in at number 3, Super Mario RPG. And speaking of 16-bit classics, goodness gracious, let's go with Super Mario RPG. Now, for those who don't know, this game was so crazy when it released. It's almost like a comedy slash RPG. It's not just an RPG. The comedy in this game is funny. Some of the stuff that was written back then in the parodies and the different things, you're gonna laugh so much if you've never played this game. They did a great job. Square Enix did a phenomenal job at taking the world of Mario and making it believable, but then also making it really funny, where the people in the world of Super Mario RPG treat Mario as a celebrity, as the jump man, the guy that can jump really high, and it leads to incredible dialogue, and it sets up you wanting to know, what's that person gonna say? What's that person gonna say? What's the next story plot? Where are we going next? What are we doing next? Now, the battle system is fairly simple overall, but it's still a lot of fun. It's timing based, turn timing based. So you press the button, you go there. Anytime that you jump on someone's head, you can press the A button at the right time. You might get an extra jump or an extra pellet from a shot or an extra punch or something. So it's a fun, involved, turn-based game with some great writing, some great story set pieces, some cool secrets, and believe it or not, replay value to some degree. So to me, I grew up with this game. I loved it. I thought Super Mario RPG is fantastic, and they're completely remaking it with incredible graphics. I love the art style. It really emulates what we got on the Super Nintendo, but brought over to the modern sense. This game, talk about Persona 5 Tactica looking great on an OLED. This game is going to shine on an OLED or an OLED TV because of the simplistic nature, the vibrant colors, and the redone graphics. Love the cutscenes they've done so far. Super Mario RPG is going to be worth every penny. I'm going to be playing it like crazy when it launches in November. Next up at number 2 is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This game, I almost had it at number 1, guys, and I'm super excited for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But what makes this game so exciting is that they're finally moving away from that new tagline. They're finally moving away from that. They're finally moving away from that corny new Super Mario Bros. I had had enough of it. I kind of had enough of it after like the Wii. Once they kept on going, even after the Wii, I was like, oh, here we go again. I mean, they're still good games, don't get me wrong, but Super Mario Bros. Wonder just shows creativity. It shows passion. It shows updated visuals. It shows really cool gameplay mechanics. It shows it shows innovation within the 2D space. It shows weird and kind of just like what's going on here? You're entranced by what they're going to do or what's going to happen with the different power-ups, turn it into an elephant. All sorts of crazy stuff is happening. Drop in, drop out co-op. This is what it's about with the Mario team finally being able to express themselves and not being chained, shackled down to the new tagline where you have to have those crusty visuals. You have to have that same music. You have to go through all that. Don't get me wrong, it's still fun. New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Luigi U, all that stuff is fun, but we've had it now since 2006. I think it was 2006, right? The Nintendo DS, I remember playing that. We've had that same 2D Mario for so long, and Mario Maker is great, but I don't want to sit there and make Mario levels all day. So to me, this is finally the evolution, the new 2D Mario game that we've needed probably a decade ago, you know? So I'm so happy that they've got this, and that's why it's number 2 on my list. Coming in at number 1, Deca Police. Kind of a surprise here. And once again, I was really battling between the top 3, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Deca Police. But Deca Police to me is level 5 at its best. It's level 5 with the writing. It's level 5 with the graphics. It's level 5 with the combat. It's level 5 with the exploration. Everything that level 5 does, all of their DNA from the games that I played decades ago, like Dark Cloud and what I've been playing from them, it all is accumulation of what makes Deca Police to me a very interesting game. It has one of the smoothest art styles in my opinion. It's got some great detective style gameplay to where you're going to be able to have replay value. You can do things differently. You can go back and say, okay, I want to try this route or try this thing. It's going to have a bunch of cool characters to use with some great combat abilities. It's going to have great music. You can just tell from the trailers, the sound effects, the vibrancy, everything in this game just screams super high quality Japanese RPG with a side twist on there with the detective stuff. It really just screams awesomeness and quality, and I'm so excited to have level 5 back, and I think that's why I'm a bit more anticipated for this game, because we all thought level 5 might be dead. We all thought they might be dead, then all of a sudden at the Nintendo Direct they just bust out this new game and it looks incredible. It looks like what they did back in the day, like with Dark Cloud and some of their best RPGs with Yokai Watch and different things. It looks like they took everything that they've learned and put it into Deca Police from Professor Layton. This game was apparently supposed to be a Professor Layton game, but they turned it into a brand new IP. So to me, I love this. This is what it's about for these different types of games. Deca Police to me shines as the most anticipated for me at least. But now it's time to move on to what you guys think. What are your top 10 most anticipated Nintendo Switch games or just games in general for the rest of the year? I'm looking forward to Starfield quite a bit myself, so let me know about that in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out our other top 10 and top lists right here on screen. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you for the next one. Peace.